Few questions after our gold line draw week. We'll just start with a simple one called what is a lottery?
It's quite simple. It's a fundraiser that works 52 weeks a year for the club. We never stop in that respect. It's just very simple to do, and it helps support the club financially through even like the quiet times over the winter.
We'll get to the good stuff. What are the prizes you can win?
The prizes every week with the gold line draw, we have five £500 prizes. In total, it averages just over £3,000 every single week, guaranteed in prizes to be given away.
And how do people join? What are the payment methods, and what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Easiest way to play is actually by direct debit. It's a quite simple form. It goes out the first of the month or the first day after the first of the month. It's easiest, it's the most secure way, and it also means you're definitely into the draw. So that's the easiest way. We also have some door-to-door collectors. Unfortunately, we don't have enough collectors for covering the whole of the Salford area. So if anyone would like to volunteer, please do so for that. But those are the two easiest ways to actually play it.
And earlier this year, you kind of launched a supporters pack, which has been very popular. Can you just let people know what that entails?
Yeah, the supporters pack, it's like a little addition. It's especially good for people who don't get to too many games. It goes out in multiples of £5, £10 and £20. It's dead simple to do. It's all on direct debit as well. But for example, if you do £5 every week on the direct debit, you actually get 4 match tickets per season. So it's ideal, especially if you live like out of the area. You can actually come down, watch a few games, and it helps you support the club on a permanent basis. That goes up to, if you're doing £10 a week, you can get 10 tickets. And if you do £20, you actually get 25 tickets. Now, these tickets don't have to be taken as individual matches. You can do them in a block. So it might be, for example, a family coming down, or the pool team, for example, from the local pub, something like that. But it's been really successful. You also get extras in it. So, for example, you can qualify for a signed ball, a signed shirt, etc. But if you check out the official website, if you go along the very top, and it's actually under the club section, you've got gold line draw, and it's got all the information there as well.
And we recently relaunched the draw from going towards the gold line draw now. Why was that?
Well, the main questions that we get asked is why we stood only with Bolton Wanderers Development Association. And first of all, I'd like to thank Andrew Dean for all the work behind the scenes that we've done together, actually relaunching the draw. What a lot of supporters won't realise is, going back to having the Lucky Devils, etc., we're actually always part of a prize pot. It wasn't just ourselves. So it's quite important that fans are aware of that. So, for example, we used to be in with, for example, Warrington Wolves, Bury Football Club, Crewe Alexandria, a number of different societies, shall we say, sharing that prize pot. So now we're actually in with Bolton Wanderers. We do share the prize pot as well, not just with Bolton, but with a few other places like some hospices, etc. But what we've found is the main part about why we switched was so that we had everything really clear and the clarity of the draw, and it's worked really well. We've actually found out now that we're getting more winners than ever. A good example of that is, you may have seen under the lottery week, we've had like the 7 winners pushed out this week, and we've got more still to come. In the past, we were getting a top winner probably like once every 6 weeks or so. And I made a rod for my own back when I came to the club and said I was going to go out and hand deliver as many as possible. So now we're actually out literally 1-2 nights a week actually having to deliver these £500 checks. It's a great thing to knock on somebody's door and surprise them with a £500 check. But sometimes I wonder, is it worthwhile for us always running around? But we're getting winners throughout the country. We've had a couple which may have actually appeared on the website already by the time you read this. Over in York, we've had people down in London, all over the place as well, which are all supporting the club, and that's the main thing, really.
And why did we go with Bolton?
Basically, what I did is, through the Lotteries Council, I know quite a few lottery managers throughout the country. It's something I've been involved in lotteries for over 15 years personally. So we actually put it out to tender and looked at different offers from different places. We came down to a final 3. And from that final 3, it went forward to the board with recommendations, and the decision was made to go with Bolton, purely and simply because, one, it's local. They've got a great track record of helping other societies as well. We come under the Gambling Commission licence, so which means everything, all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, etc. And it just makes it a lot easier. than the system that we actually had in place before. It's all, the draw is now computerised, there's no more picking balls out of a drum or anything like that. So it's very much more professional, and it really does the job for the club, and it's producing record amounts being donated back over.
And finally, the club are always looking for volunteers and help with the goal line draw, so canvassers and collectors. Can you just give us a bit of information about canvassers and collectors?
Collectors is the easy one. It's not selling involved at all for that. You'd literally be going around existing members, shall we say, existing customers, collecting their money, normally on a 4-week basis. We drop everything off to you. You just go around, collect the money in, and that comes back into the club. It's very simple. Depending on the amount that you're actually collecting, you can actually qualify to get a complimentary match ticket as well for all our home Super League games. So it's a big incentive for a lot of people, and in all fairness, the collectors that we've got already are absolutely fantastic. They do a fantastic job. Yep, over the winter it's not always the easiest thing. We live in the northwest of England, so occasionally you will get rained on. However, it's a vital part of actually bringing money into the club, and I can't stress how important it is. Without collectors, we can't grow the lottery. Without growing the lottery, we can't grow the amount that's coming back into the club. For canvassers, it's slightly different. They don't have to be as regular. It's literally, you could spare even, for example, one evening once a month. Anything that you could do to help us. It is cold calling, but we're very much strict in how we go about this, and all training's given as well. Dead simple to do. It's literally knocking on a door, introducing people who probably they don't even know about Salford Red Devils. So it might be just literally knocking on a door, hi, just from Salford Red Devils, we do this weekly draw which helps fund all our community projects. Would it be of interest to you? It's very simple to do. It's not what we call hard sell, it's a very soft sell. And we're getting some success when we're actually out there, but we need more people to help us to grow this so that we can actually move it forward and get more revenue coming into the club.
And finally, Cole, the more people sign up to the lottery, the better.
Definitely. I've worked in lotteries for, like I said, over 15 years, various different sporting clubs, and the lottery, it's often seen as not being important by a lot of clubs, but they certainly miss the money. And one thing I will say about this club is, since I came in just over 12 months ago, with the likes of Ian Blease, you know, has really pushed forward the fact of how essential this is for the growth of the club in the long term. Hopefully for us to get an academy status, all that kind of thing coming along. But without the funds coming in, we can't get there. So it's really down to the supporters. If you can help us in any form, even it's like I said, once a month, anything that you can do, it would help us. And you know, by all means, please contact me. You can contact me by email on salfordsuperdraw@gmail.com. You can also come through the enquiries normal email from the club. You can give us a ring at the club as well. Whatever you can do, just please get in contact with us.